Hello, I am Halcyon. This is D Love,
Hi.
or John and Deron. This is a special happy hour edition of Hug Nation. It is actually a extremely special edition because I have a co-host.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm happy to be here.
And you are a special edition friend because I've known you longer than pretty much everything.
It's been a long, strange trip.
I've known you longer than I remember having memories. So you could tell me that we did things as a kid, and I would have to go, okay.
I think I'm right there with you. It's not that I don't remember a lot of that stuff, but there is a gap where things are a little fuzzy.
The gap starts right after you said, I want to show you something in my basement. We've known each other since 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's about right.
In the same neighborhood. We went to our first Burning Man together.
Yes.
In 98.
Yes.
When you went to college in UCLA, I went to University of Redlands and would go out and visit. Mm-hmm. We went to our first raves together.
That's true.
While at those raves, we never did our first drugs because we've never done drugs.
That's right.
But it's people around us were doing drugs for the first time.
I've heard a lot of stories, indeed.
So we, and I also I've noticed, like, to jump around, but like in a Burning Man sense, like, I get really critical of people who are online snarky or who get too snarky on the playa. But one of the ways I check my frustration with people is remembering how much snark is in our relationship between our brothers. We've got
Yes.
there's the Cohens and the Stins, the Stohens.
The Stohens.
3 Cohens, 2 Stins, and there's this deep connection that allows for snark.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it snark necessarily, though.
Sorry.
But there's an antagonism, like a friend. It's a friendly antagonism.
Yes, but and that's what I mean. Like, because of the context, there's so much love and respect that we can poke fun at what are maybe potential weaknesses in the other person.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's almost like it's our weakness.
That's right.
I love you so deeply that if I make fun of something that you've done or did long ago, I truly don't want you to feel bad about it. It's more like aren't we all weak and human and flawed? And
so like when you mention snarkiness at Burning Man, like for me, I always think about, like, I love the idea of tricking somebody, in kind of a snarky way, but then giving them something that's better than what they expected.
Yes, I like that.
It still is like, yeah, I fucked with you, but here's a gift. Here's this other thing. You thought you were getting just a corn dog. I'm giving you corn dog plus ice cream cone or whatever,
I thought you were going to go glory hole with that. So I'm glad that's like, right. Hello, Eric Wall. Good to see you.
Yay.
Eric Wall saying snarky is such a fun word. That's true.
It is a fun word. And it kind of like captures the flavor.
It's onomatopoeia.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Snarky. I wish all words were onomatopoeic.
That would be hard.
Let's communicate only in onomatopoeia. Bam! I don't know. Okay.
No, I like where you're going with that, but that sounds hard. Words are easier. Sometimes.
One of my favorite Steve Martin skits. He's like, I'm a wordsmith. I deal with words. I'm a speaker. It's what I do. Because some people have a way with words, and other people not have way.
That's good.
Jeremy Collins asking for a rendition of Ocean Vagina.
Oh, shit.
One of the few tracks that we have recorded together.
I know.
Sea anemone, ocean vagina. Sea anemone, love from the sea. Sea anemone, ocean vagina. Sea anemone, love from the sea.
Cheers. That was Brought back memories. I bet I'm turning
Yeah.
a little bit red.
Yeah. Smarmy, but more cheeky. Yeah, smarmy. I don't want to be smarmy.
No, that's kind of got like this like sleazy undertone.
I feel like
to
maybe
it.
you can see my butt crack if I'm being smarmy.
I agree.
You know, like there's a little sweat there. Like I don't want to be that guy.
No, that's the like, smooth out your eyebrows with both fingers at once.
Okay,
Yeah, that's kind of smarmy. But
Divine buffoonery. Oh, okay, I could see that. But see, that's what I think that context and
it's good time players, right? I mean, pretty much.
Do you want to tell that story?
I don't remember it so well.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things where if we didn't talk about it afterwards, it would have been lost. But
that's right.
We used to go post college. We would go downtown San Diego, Gaslamp District, before it was like a developed place, and so it was kind of like hip places, like under the radar places, like Green Circle, which had no sign. It just had a neon green circle. That's how you knew that there was a cool dance club there. So we were going downtown one time, and there was no parking garage, I don't think, either. So we would find street parking and then try to be nice enough to the nearby homeless people or give them a few bucks. And there was this homeless guy. He's like, it was you, me, and Jim?
Yeah.
You, me, and my brother. And we get out of the car, and he's like, oh, you guys are good time players. You guys are good time players.
I couldn't disagree.
And we were like, holy shit, we are good time players.
So I would say that there's a link to divine buffoonery there.
Absolutely. We even had an email list, didn't we? Good time players.
Good time players.
Yahoo or something like that.
It was a Yahoo group.
You can tell how long you've known somebody by the digital worlds that you've been in.
That's true.
Like we had live journals together.
Yes, we did.
Yes, and
no, I was Diaryland.
Oh, Diaryland. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You're Diaryland.
Got me into trouble.
Yeah, that was.
I'm much more like with Facebook. I'm very. I don't reveal that much. That seems to be the best course.
That's something I've been thinking about a lot, actually. And I'm going to give a talk next week at Eve in Encinitas. And it's about technology and things. And I think the topic that I'm going to talk about is, is how technology, like one of the ways we can use technology for good is by role modeling good behavior and by having radical transparency in certain realms. Like one of the things that when First Saturdays, we just started it with, when Jason and I started First Saturdays, he was like, I don't want to tell anybody about this. And I was like, I want to tell everybody about this. Like, I want more examples online where people say, oh, this is a cool way to live. It's like, why do we have good deeds in the closet and bling bling out in front of everybody? Like Prince, after he died, we find out he dedicated massive amounts of his time and energy and resources to charity and to helping people. And yet, how many millions of people idolized him and didn't know that was a huge part of who he was? I think that's unfortunate. And I think the internet can give us the ability to have role models who are vulnerable. And like today during Hug Nation, I was crying, and I was like, first I'm like, maybe I'm not going to keep this archive online. And then I was like, you know what? I just said that we need to have more examples where it's okay for men to cry. So, fuck.
There you go. That's okay. You can be that guy.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I was like, I said, like, it's important to have men role model their weakness. And I am awesome at showing weakness.
Yeah, everybody's got their weaknesses. That's the thing.
My weakness is my superpower. My public ability to be so sad and weak. Not sad.
Well, it's authentic.
Transparent.
It's
like,
just, I would say authentic.
Authentic, yes. All right.
And I think that people like authenticity. And in a world where, you're constantly being sold to and constantly being manipulated in some way to, go see this movie or do this thing.
In a world where you're constantly told to go see a movie. No, you're right. And that's like, we were talking earlier about how, that the modern warrior has some unique battles. And some of it is having the courage to be vulnerable, or the courage to pursue artistic truth with the absence of traditional success, you know, or
Absolutely. Just like figuring out how to, we live in this world that is very capitalist. It's money based. And what if your thing that you do is something that is not like something that makes money? Right. What are you supposed to do?
Right. I mean, there's a, you know, one of my biggest teachers is Alan Watts, and he has talks about this a lot, about purpose, and I can't remember exactly how he says it, but you know, there's this trap that we have where so many people, you know, spend all of their energy and time to get enough money. I mean, this is kind of almost like a trite thing then to have a lifestyle, but you in that trap you never actually get to do the thing you want to do. So it's a better idea to surrender all the luxury of life and just do what you want to do.
I think that I agree with that. Yeah, exactly. And I think that the cool thing is it keeps you sharp. It keeps you engaged in what you're doing, and you know, because you're the strength that humans have is that they are constantly trying to figure out a better way. How can I do this? What is the solution to this problem? And you're looking for the solution, and by doing something that helps to jog the imagination, and that helps to find the answer a little bit more easily.
I wish more people framed it in the way that you said, a better solution, and because I think many people see it as bigger and more, not necessarily better solution, you know, like I think that there are better solutions to industry, but people would make the judgment in the side of more profits, more things, rather than, you know, more effective or more sustainable.
I guess what happens for me more often than not is that I misjudge, I make a mistake. And so that's where the learning happens a lot of the time, is you make a stupid mistake and you don't get the result that you were hoping to get for the investment that you made. And you learn from that so that the next time you don't make that same mistake. I mean,
well, we're in agreement with that you make a lot of mistakes.
It's unbelievable. You know.
Well, I mean, isn't some of your art about the process of turning mistakes into creation?
I would say, yeah.
I mean, not mistakes, but like unknowns or what could be perceived as an accident.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I like to incorporate that sort of random, chaotic aspect of you know, splattering. You know, there's an unpredictability, at least at the beginning, to where my paintings go, and then I build out of that chaos. I find the order.
Is DeronCohen.com the best place to find your art?
Yeah, that's the best place.
Okay, so if you're listening, you want to see the incredible pieces that Deron makes, DeronCohen.com. Somebody asked earlier what my charm was. I think that's what I said. And this is actually, it's a swan that I got.
Oh, I thought it was a phoenix, dude.
Well, I got a Blazing Swan, I think. Again, my memories are very hazy, but I think I got this at Blazing Swan. And so it may be a phoenix, but I see it as a Blazing Swan.
Oh, well, same thing.
Same thing.
Maybe.
Zuza Arkar is online, who is, were you there for the pink, little pink bus at DCOM?
I don't think so.
All right, well, he also does the Zuza Art Car, which is, I mean, art cars are an area that you have to be a special kind of crazy.
I can decorate the shit out of an art car, but I don't. As far as the fabrication aspect of it, that's like way beyond my.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, like I learned a lot about motorhomes. Like an old motorhome has everything that can go wrong with a car, plus everything that can go wrong with a house. And it just gets exponential. And an art car is the same way. Like, it's hard enough to put like a camp together on the playa.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, but let's put it on top of a vehicle that has tons of machinery that is all affected by dust and
right. Like, and a lot of it doesn't quite work right.
It's all old to begin with, right? So kudos to the art car makers. Speaking of which, Pink Heart has two projects that are as we sit here watching the sunset, drinking beer, we need labor. In Reno and in Arizona, in Reno, we've got the swing. Joe Beal's Dream Swing we've been repairing, or Steven has been repairing, and it still has work to do on it. That I may go out there in the next week, or to Arizona, Phoenix, where the Headspace crew, which is a bunch of pink art people that are making an incredible art car, but they've realized what many people realize, which Zuza probably could have told them in advance, that there's way more work than you think. So anybody that wants to help out and be a part of a Burning Man project, there's tons of non-skilled labor needed in Reno and especially in Phoenix. So reach out if you want to get your hands in the pink heart goo.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, I'm so impressed with that Headspace art car. Like, I mean, I was already, the Dream Swing is amazing, and I know what that is. But then when I heard that like Mark and those guys wanted to take on an art car, I was like, okay, well, and I saw the sort of like the 3D animated thing, and I was kind of like, wow, that seems ambitious to me. And then to see them following through and making this amazing
that's
thing.
Been awesome. Like
I'm so impressed.
They showed us a 3D rendering, and
they're making that.
It's that.
It's that.
Yeah.
It's. I'm so impressed. And yeah, very ambitious project, and I hope that they're able to pull it off
by this year.
Yeah, get it by this year. But if not, no pressure, Mark.
I'm gonna try to help. Well, that's one thing.
Are you gonna get out there?
I'm gonna try, because
let me know.
The older I get, the more heat sensitive I am. So I think that if I go to do work on something in the 115 degree,
well, they stop during that part of the day.
All right,
but nighttime.
But I actually, that's one of the things that I came away from this weekend, which was a difficult weekend for me. And I joined a mastermind group last week.
I love that game.
Oh, I wish it was like that. I rocket that game. Dude, I should show up for the
blue,
call.
red, yellow, green.
Yeah,
you don't know what it's going to be.
I should show up for the video call with that in front of me.
You just need a concubine and you can stand
and
there with
a goatee.
That's
yeah.
right.
And so I made all these goals of things I wanted to do, and this week's come up, and I haven't done a lot of them, partially because I went to this conference this weekend. But I kind of had this realization, like, you know what? At this conference and so many places, like, everybody knows me according to Burning Man things. Maybe I'm trying to, like, maybe I should go through the open doors, and maybe I should spend my time on things that are more core to who I am, and I should go help out. We have fucking pink heart projects that need work. Dude. I should go work on those things.
Absolutely, if you can.
I can.
If you don't have to worry about
except for these, like, self-imposed, I should be doing these other projects, and I don't need to. So I'm gonna go either Reno, Arizona, or both next week.
I basically decided that I'm going to stop doing things that I'm not interested in doing.
Me too.
Even for a buck. Oh, you ass. Oh.
I'm kidding. See,
he's back.
Zuza's saying art cars are fun and easy and never a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
On opposite day. Yeah, I mean, I try to explain to people that are looking to take it on. I'm like, look, you understand that, like, you don't work and build an art car and then bring it to the playa and play on your art car. You maintain it constantly.
Oh yeah.
At least that's everyone I know that has an art car.
That has been.
Maybe Zuza can chime in. Like, how many hours? Zuza actually, I remember last year spent half the burn trying to get a vehicle to bring the car in, if I remember.
But you know what? What a gift to be able to give.
Yeah, that's got to feel so awesome. Yeah.
I can, yeah.
So I get, like...
I've seen it. I've seen other people give that gift, and it seems like it makes them really happy to give it.
And I can understand... Because, I mean, I understand the parallel experience of when people say, dude, you spend all burn, like, hosting at Pink Art. And I'm like, that's not a sacrifice.
No.
It's not a sacrifice. I love it.
Yeah.
So, in fact, if I could host year-round, I would.
You do.
Daphne, you're with the Tuna Guys?
Yes! I love the Tuna Guys.
Oh my gosh, the Tuna Guys' first year was our first year.
Yes.
And we used to go, we make a point of going every year. I haven't been the last many years.
I think I went the last time that I was there, which was 3 years ago, maybe.
The last time I went was, I think, 6 or 7 years ago, and it was the last time I ate any meat. That was the last meat I've ever ate, because I'd said I'm done, and then I went there. I'm like,
What a gift.
pulled from the ocean from my friends that I love. Like, okay, I'm gonna eat this, because I think the Buddha would have.
Totally.
So I was like, all right,
Yes.
I'm gonna do this. But I have not been back since. So we
I would like to go this year.
We'd like to.
Honestly, like, I mean, not to like bring up anything sad, but Captain Jim, I know, passed, and like, he was a buddy of mine, and I love Betty, and I hope she's maybe going to be there, and maybe Kermit and some of the other guys. I love all the Tuna guys, and I can't wait to see you guys this year.
The Tuna guys are also one of those, like, I used to use them all the time as an example to counter people's perception of what Burning Man is.
Totally.
People go, oh, is that rave in the desert? You're like, let me tell you about the Tuna guys.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oregon fishermen, they bring 1,000 pounds of fresh tuna and salmon out to the desert, and they prepare it for you to eat.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What a gift.
What a gift.
Talk about it. I mean,
but that's what Burning Man can do to people. I mean, not just Burning Man, but when it can. And I talked about this a lot during the weekend when I was talking to people about, what I could, with the things that I've learned from my experience in life, bringing it to. But one of the huge ones that Burning Man teaches you is that of how powerful and how rewarding, bringing other people joy can be. And so, I mean, I can imagine if you were a Tuna guy and you were walking around and you had this crowd of people that were just like full-bellied, eating like gourmet food that you had put your labor into and your energy into, that had to feel incredible.
I mean, they're the best. They're the best.
Amy was saying she's 10 years and never been able to find the Tuna guys.
So we
will make a Pink Heart mission this year.
We'll make it happen. You just follow your nose.
Wait, Rose, you're selling your tickets. Are they early tickets, or are they if they're sub $500 tickets? I have buyers that are chomping at the bit. If they're pre-sale, then I'll ask. I can put the word out for you.
Sorry, you won't be able to make it, but it sounds like Amsterdam. It's a good move.
Early tickets. Okay, well, it's still possible. Yeah, send us good point, Zuza. Send us where the Tuna guys are placed.
I don't know if you can find out until you're there.
Do they get placed? They don't have.
I don't know. Like the last time I was there was a general idea of where they might be, and then I just followed my nose. The
Tuna guys are a lot like leprechauns.
They are like leprechauns. That's true.
Right. There's myths about I saw them once. If you wait till sunset and you follow, yes,
the rainbow.
Yeah. Daphne's saying we love doing what we do, and we'll be hiding as always.
I will find you and look for Pink Heart. Come to Pink Heart and let us know where you are too, because that would make things easier. We love you guys.
Yeah. So
I got a good buzz going here, man.
Do you want another? You still got a little bit to go?
I got a little bit to go.
So I'm going to use the restroom. Can you explain your artistic process?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know. I want this to be interesting for people. I guess, I don't know. So the site is DeronCohen.com. And what I do is I'm an oil painter. And when I start a painting, I generally don't know what it's going to be. So I like to create these kind of, really organic shapes. I'll take paint and a little bit of my medium and some thinner, and I mix it up in a sriracha bottle, and then I start squirting it out onto my canvas. And then I come in with like a dropper where I can do more detail type of work, and I start laying in some other smaller kinds of marks. And then I let it dry, and then I'll bring it up vertical, and I'll look at it, and I start to pull an image out of there. I let my imagination kind of latch on to the different shapes, and then I pull the image out of those sort of organic shapes that are there and create an image that usually tells some kind of story.
Tag team live feed. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Speaking of which, if you have a question or thought, Burning Man related or otherwise, the website again, Deron Cohen. You want to spell that?
DeronCohen.com. Thanks.
Some might pronounce it Deron, Cohen.
I will accept any pronunciation because I know it's a weird
If I had
spelling.
$1 every time I heard someone say Deron, we could get another 6-pack.
That would be sweet.
All right. Well, oh, cool. You checked it out. Awesome.
Thank you, Ina.
Yeah. I remember going away to college and taking my first drawing class and realizing I'm not good enough to do this. And it's interesting. Like I just listened to some of Elizabeth Gilbert's new book. Have you heard of that? I can't remember what it's called.
Is
But
it like Elizabeth Gilbert from Little
Eat, Pray,
House on
Love.
the
Eat, Pray, Love. Is
I
that her name?
thought it was Little House on the Prairie. Is that?
It could
somebody
be.
else?
I'm not good with names.
I think I got it wrong. Probably.
Actually,
I hope it's a Little House on the
whoever wrote
Prairie.
Eat, Pray, Love. Maybe it's something. I don't know. But
Thank you,
cool,
Stephanie.
Right on. At my parents' house, we've got several Deron pieces. If I ever move into my own place, I have several in stores that I
I
can't
have
wait
to
rehang.
repair one of those pieces.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that has to be repaired.
I also have one that I want to talk to you about. I have one that was. I'm wondering if I can turn a specific woman in the painting into a generic woman.
I think we could probably work something out. Yeah.
All right. Big Magic. Yes, that's it. And she talks a little bit about how we have this unfortunate.
Wait, the name of the woman is Big Magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a beautiful name. Elizabeth Gilbert.
Okay.
That's what I said, right?
Was she in Little House on the Prairie?
Yes, she was. Yes. And she says that, we have this unfortunate cultural pattern where people get to a certain age and then you have to decide, can you make a living doing this?
Right.
And are you a good enough singer? Are you a good enough artist? Are you a good enough musician to go pro? And if not, let it go. I mean, that's how I felt. I mean,
totally.
And I think that one of the awesome things about Burning Man is that it says, dude, it's not about how good your art is from that perspective. Right. It's about the integrity and the honesty that comes out in your expression.
Authentic self-expression. Yes. That's exactly it, man.
And to cut ourselves off from authentic expression because we don't have a talent in a specific kind of traditional skill is to cut ourselves off from one of the very things that makes us human beings.
So I've been doing this integrative arts thing at the schools here in San Diego, and what they say is that art is text. So it's like another language. It's another way to. So somebody that may not be able to express.
Sarah Gilbert, Little House on the Prairie.
Oh,
damn, so close. All right, sorry.
Are they sisters? I just curious. So anyway, where were we talking?
Art is a language.
Art is a language, yeah. So if somebody can't express themselves through words, then there's this other way that they can express themselves, and so I do that in schools, and then I also find that relates directly to the wounded military guys that I work with, where it's same thing, where they might not be able to express their experiences in words, but when you give them paint and color, then they can sometimes express themselves.
Have you ever seen the Facebook page Special Books for Special Kids? Mm-mm. It's my favorite Facebook page. I highly recommend you guys check it out. It's a guy who is a special needs teacher, and he interviews kids that are on the spectrum in some way, or all different types of disabilities.
It's amazing what a range there is.
It's amazing, and he treats them all with total respect and tries to meet them on their level. Yeah. And it's fucking awesome. But one of the girls that he talked to is a nonverbal autistic girl who makes these like 10 by 12 foot canvases, and she'll spend like layer after layer after layer after layer, and then it was so cool seeing like her parents and the guardian or something. But this guy was like, I didn't get it at first, and I've learned so much from her. Like I now have an art studio because I've witnessed what it is to express, from that place.
Wow, that's pretty.
It's awesome.
Pretty huge. Yeah, that's amazing. That's like what that's what you hope for in whatever realm that you're in, that you're able to inspire somebody to
Right.
pursue some sort of expression.
John Eveland recommending The Artist's Way, which I think
Awesome.
we both had good experiences
Yeah.
with. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
on my daily checklist. Morning pages is on my list. Although I do it, I type it, but the idea is I just let myself type things out every morning. Yeah, that's one of those places. Like there's certain things that I recommend to people over and over and over again, and The Artist's Way is one of them.
I agree. I think especially if you're feeling stuck, like if you're feeling like you have a creative block, that will help you unblock. I haven't had that problem in a long time, so
Don't get stopped up.
I don't.
You're regular.
I don't.
You're artistically
I never
regular?
get constipated. I never get artistically constipated. I always have ideas. There's never. I have a really. I'm lucky that I have a good, strong connection to my imagination.
That's awesome. I've actually lately, and one of the things that I, in terms of like, that thought that I want to spend some more time in Burning Man projects. One of the things I wrote in my list is that I want to actually have the intention of creating a big piece of art for 2017.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, not huge,
but to be able to collaborate with some people and have a vision and make that vision happen.
Get materials that are. I need a truck, like something that I put out there that's not. Like traditionally, I make stickers or things that I can do just digitally. I want to create something physical. Even if I use digital tools like CNC cutters, but I want to try to make something that is a physical expression.
I support your
we can collaborate.
Your ambition, yeah.
Or not.
I would love. Please. I don't know that we've done some. I don't know that we've really collaborated together. Other than like our lives are very
Czechoslovakia.
That's true, but like that's in recent days, that's a long time.
Yeah. I just glanced and I see that we're losing visitors. I'm wondering. I think it's because maybe you're not being entertaining enough.
Oh, wow, you really put a little pressure on me there.
If you're tuning in now, we're here with Deron Cohen, my oldest friend. He's 98 years old. No, I'm sorry. The friend that I've known the longest since we were 4 and 5.
I guess that's true.
For me.
No, I think that's right. I mean, I would say maybe I was closer to Jim in the early days.
Clearly.
But
and still.
That was no, I wouldn't say that still. I would say it's equal.
Yeah.
I love you guys equally. Yeah, maybe Jim a little more.
Don't make me choose.
It's just because I don't see him as much.
I know. So you have this like idealized sense
exactly.
Of
I'm just like
he's a golden boy.
Jim. Yeah, he's a golden boy. I've never felt his wrath.
Have you felt mine? I think about
the one time was when you said, "Why don't you guys ever go into the front of the camp?" I could tell that you were really bummed out about that.
Well, dude, because I'm proud of you.
We could work it out here.
Hey, why don't you go to the front of the camp?
So
Pinkheart has frontage, it's public frontage, and we've got chill lounge areas that's private for Pinkheart areas only.
So here's what happens in the course of a morning is like I'll get up, Sue and I'll get up, and then we start like puttering around by our little camp area, and then inevitably somebody starts to come over and visit with us. We're personable. We like people. We say hello, good morning. If we have a little juice of some kind, or maybe like an emergency, we'll hook them up. We we smoke weed. So
you're Snoop-like in that way.
In that way, we attract others that are of that ilk, and so then it ends up being like this little morning party. So then we're having a little morning party, and it's always fun. It's always good conversation and lots of laughs, and but John has a very valid point that. You want to go up and host in the front as well and spread that good energy into the people that are coming to visit. What's going on back there?
Well, I thought there's a possibility that maybe we're not boring, but maybe that it stopped updating comments.
Oh.
So I thought I would just check on that.
Okay.
So
right.
So like, but it's not there's no expectation, and you don't have to go out in front. It's
No,
just
I know.
It's one of it goes back to like that kind of online role modeling and Burning Man role model. One of the gifts that Pink Heart tries to give people is to have veterans that
I know, and I was
people.
just halfway giving you shit there, man.
All right.
Because I know that you love life.
All right, let's see. This says no comments on that one, so who knows what that means.
Well,
all right. Well,
we just go until we feel like not going anymore.
Oh, yeah. A whole bunch of stuff we're not hearing.
Oh
no! All right. Well, we've missed a bunch of comments, so now we can hear you again.
See, Chardonnay.
You've had good times at Deron's camp because you've hosted and been a part of Deron's camp. Are you still? So actually,
no, so she's saying that she's walked by and our sub camp within Pink Heart.
Got it.
She said, "Oh, here's some nice people hanging out over here," and because of that, we've become closer campmates.
I gotcha. Dinner time for Ralph, who's another Pink Hearter that is kind of the high water mark of grandpas.
Unbelievable, yeah.
That is.
I would say like he and Perla are grandparent heroes.
Exactly. All right, so I'm trying to find it. So Christopher, I don't know if you're still in here. I was cursed, threatened, and bullied today by our camp coordinator for echoing a common camp opinion about not sticking to placement proposal plans. I was in favor of sticking to our proposal. Is this normal? It didn't seem Burning Man to me. Facebook bullies as camp coordinators. Well, it seems like there's two things that you're talking about here. One is the issue of sticking to your proposal, and like that's something that Pink Heart takes pretty seriously. Like we take our placement on Esplanade to be not for granted. We work very hard to maintain the respect of placement and of the organization. And so if we say we're going to do something, we try to make sure we do it. And if we're going to make changes, we actually will tell them like, hey, like this is going to change, just so that they know that we're not trying to pull a fast one on them. So, and I think that's one of those like longevity things. Like if you do pull a fast one on and try to switch things up,
they remember.
Yeah, and over the years, I definitely have known people who have gotten dinged by the man or punished in some way.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, there are more desirable places to camp. I mean, if somebody's not going to follow through.
So, but in terms of being cursed, threatened, and bullied, like that's unacceptable no matter what. I mean, I don't care.
I don't get that.
I don't care if you're. I mean, if you're an Army private or a member of a camp. I mean, that's. I don't know why. I mean, to me,
it's supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah, and that's something that comes up, occasionally for me is that Pink Heart, we have ambitious plans, but the intention is to set the ambitions just at the level of our participation desires.
Yes.
We don't want to set our commitments to a level where people are frustrated and angry. You want to go, I joyfully do this.
That's right.
I love doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I think inevitably in many camps, what you end up with are a few people that are doing everything, and a lot of people that are not doing that much. And thankfully, at Pink Heart, people get it, and I feel like there's definitely people understand that you get out of it what you put in.
Right, and that's a big part of our enculturation process. Is making sure that people get that, and you shouldn't even consider being a part of Pink Heart, and we won't let you be a Pink Heart. And we're lucky that we have you can't. I mean, we have a waiting list. You have to be vetted, and because we want to keep it small. So
and there have been issues.
Right, but I was going to say that but something that I've come to terms with over the years, and I think everybody who runs a theme camp comes to terms with this, is that it's never equal.
No.
Like you have superstars.
Yeah. Oh.
And for a camp or a art project or an art car to survive, you have to let go of the idea that we're all going to be equal. You're going to have superstars, and that's why when our camp, like whenever we come up with an idea, like, oh, let's add this, I'm like, what superstar is going to own this?
That's right. That's right. Somebody's got to take that on.
Somebody's going to have to say, I'm going to be the superstar here, and you know, and I'm now at a place where I'm totally cool with that, because there are people who, like, I love that I can spend as much time as like I can on Burning Man projects. I don't feel resentful. I mean, well, I take that back. Every once in a while, I'll go through this pattern of like, fuck, dear, fuck, you know, and Belicious, my girlfriend, would be like, why do you go through this? Why do you like, and then I come back like, right, because this is, I love it, and like I wouldn't do it any other way, and if I could,
when you get it out there and everything is built and the people are coming and they're having the experience that we're putting out there,
I'd have done twice as much.
It's like amazing.
Yeah.
What an endorphin and dopamine and whatever else rush.
Exactly. Andreas is with Trifecta this year, which I think is we're right next door to Trifecta. Yeah, you guys are still doing the big like jungle Jimmy thing. I hope so.
I like that idea.
We've got some pretty cool neighbors. We have Trifecta. We've got Flut Garden. We've got Red Lightning.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure if we're still. We initially were going to be like a kind of a pseudo village with FOMO.
I know that would have been work out. That would have been great. Mm-hmm. Actually, I saw the Tim just the other day. He and Maddie Moon, and he's looking forward to making it out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Oh, is this working again? No. All right. Well, that's right. We got our.
There's a system.
Yeah.
The fail safe.
Although this one scrolls that direction, this one scrolls in this direction. I don't think it's the beer. I think it's
gravity.
Whoa. So one thing that I want to try to implement. I was going to say instigate, but implement, is as the path to Burning Man continues, is I'm going to try to do some more scheduled, like live chat one-on-ones like this for people that are going for the first time or a long time. You know, as you get to places where you're feeling uncomfortable about something or want to just feel out somebody who's done it a few times, because I do like talking about Burning Man.
So what would you do about that situation where you're a part of this camp and then suddenly somebody's giving you a lot of grief, and you know it sounds like maybe on an email list or you know kind of in a public way, sort of saying you're an idiot?
I would try to find a way to change camps. I think the camp relationship is so fucking critical,
especially if it's with like a main person like that. That's
kind
of
like,
or if you can't figure out a way to smooth it over somehow.
Right. Either fix it or leave it, because I would. I mean, we've made clear in the past, and I need to make sure I go through this kind of thing again this year. Is that like Burning Man is not the place to work through your issues and pull other people into it. Like it's actually a beautiful place to work through your issues, but not at the expense of other people, because it's a finite point of time when people have sacrificed so much to get there, and you gotta like anything that you're gonna dwell on that like 2 weeks later you're gonna be like, oh sorry, I blew up about that. Like then don't do it there.
That's right.
And find a way to set it aside. And so like I'm quite intolerant of bullshit and drama. And sometimes people get pissed because they're like, you know, like, why aren't you more supportive of people that are going through stuff? I'm like, well, sorry. You know, like,
you got to be a little selfish sometimes.
I'm not saying that you can't be going through your stuff. I'm saying you can't demand that I go through your stuff.
Right. Well, and I mean, you have a lot of demands at Burning Man. You're in demand. You're like this kind of a Burning Man icon at this point, I would say.
I think that I'm high profile, and I play, because of the videos and such, I play a role in many people's journey to the burn. It's tough to
Definitely.
if you do your research, it'd be hard to avoid me on your way to Burning Man.
That's right. That's
and
right.
So, and because of that, I get associated with, and for a lot of times I'm the one voice that when people go, I don't belong here, and then they hear in a video me explaining to them why they belong, and because of that, I often can play a symbolic role of their journey, and I'm happy. I mean, I'm honored and happy. I try to make sure that people know that you go through your own journey.
I've witnessed people encountering you on the playa, and it is.
My genitals are impressive. Yeah. When they see me naked,
that's
all bets are off. People
they don't expect all the piercings. Right. That's the weird part. And
what's the way of that?
Why does he have it like with the chain that like goes around his neck and then up to his ear? That's really
radical self-expression
to the T. All right, I'm gonna leave.
All right,
let you do your thing.
Bye, Andreas. Nice to see you. They have camps for your issues. That's a good point. I'm sure there's people that would love to give you the gift of an ear or therapy. Not that I'm not willing to give people an ear. And part of it is I find there's a difference between drama and processing. And if somebody's going to be processing their stuff, I'm happy to help facilitate that. If someone is going to return to unhealthy patterns and then drag people into it, that's the part that I am unwilling to do in the finite amount of time we have on the playa. All right, well, I think we're going to tune out shortly because it's starting to be sunset, and clearly we are failing to bring the entertainment. Not that this was intended of entertainment. When I do Hug Nation Happy Hour, it's more of a opportunity to just relax and get loose, and I thank you guys for being here. So Arnaldo, thank you for joining us. Anyone else, if you want to pop in your name so we know you were here or what location you're in, that would be awesome. But regardless, I can check the comments and see who was here, and it's very cool to be able to share this connection with you in a digital way. Now, let me tell you something about Deron. When he was a kid, he's coming back. Never mind. Super fun to host with him. I'll wait till he's back, and then we'll do a final go out. Abby's from Orlando. Awesome. Good to see you, Abby. Hi, Rose. Or farewell, Rose. Come say goodbye. We're going to tune out.
Good.
Oh, if you're going to Burning Man this year, we're going to have Pink Heart Radio at 103.3 FM. I'm pushing on them. Tune in, dust off, bliss out.
I like it.
We'll see if it sticks. We've got Kim from Atlanta. We've got Stephanie from Maryland. Hello. And Joyous is here. Hi, Joyous. Cool. Well, we can't wait to see you guys on the playa or next time we're online. Love that we can have these
impromptu
digital connections. We scripted this. And quite frankly,
it was a lot of writing, actually. Yeah. I mean, we spent a lot of time.
The memorization, we did pretty good.
You were great. I felt like I sort of stumbled on something.
I felt like you played the Deron character really well.
I know. It was
one of the most accurate Derons I've ever seen.
I try to really embody that role.
You've been method acting for
a long time.
40-something years.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. All right. We love you. Have a beautiful night and week. And
bye-bye.
See you soon.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.